I don't think I need to introduce them. Excuse me. But I am sure you know that me and somebody in the bottom down there are going to be going at it at some point today. We're gonna give
Tom,
either one.
Tonight?
Not gonna give either one any quarter. We're just gonna
I'll go. Right. What's the topic? I'll go. I gotta decide which side I'm on.
The topic is what happens when Diamond Comic distributors.
Oh, fuck it. I'm leaving.
Oh, Tom's never looked at. Oh, sorry,
Tom. No, you know what? The trailer for the Fantastic Four dropped this week, guys, and there's a lot of talk about it. There's more talk than I've heard about the MCU in a while.
It's because they produced something that looks good.
They did. So that's what I want to get into. You know, way back when we spoke about this, I hoped that they just got the thing right.
Yes. Step one, make that right.
And I think they got it.
It looks good. My whole thing with the trailer, and we'll go deeper, but when I saw the trailer, I was like, this is good, but that the Thing's voice sucks. Like, that's really terrible because it's just the dude. Like, there's absolutely no and I'm assuming when we get to the actual movie, there's going to be a little grit and gravel to it. But think about it. Dude's a fucking rock. So if he's talking, that voice is coming out of a cave. Like, it should sound different than just the dude.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm hoping there's a little bit of some kind of variation in that. But other than that, I really was kind of surprised at how everything was like, whoa, this looks pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think it looks really good. I'm excited that even though we didn't get Brad Bird, the director of The Incredibles, who made the best Fantastic Four movie that wasn't Fantastic Four.
It's the most overrated fucking movie ever.
I love The Incredibles, dude. I love it. But so we got we got the incredible influences, right? Definitely in the shape of that car that's going down the
street. Excuse me.
What?
That shit's straight out of Jack Kirby stuff, man. Like, the Incredibles is a rip of the Fantastic Four, not the other way around.
Let's go with it. No. Hey, I'm not.
The Incredibles wishes it was the Fantastic Four.
Really?
Like, you can see how much it wishes it was the Fantastic Four. But this stuff, and I'm not saying it's a direct Kirby like pull, but everything that's in the designs of this stuff just feels like it's from the 60s and the 70s right off the bat.
I'm with it. I don't know if I'm with the casting of Pedro Pascal and the Human Torch.
I don't think we'll know that until we see actually more. You know what I mean? Because this was a teaser. We don't really get a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And because I agree, I was not happy with Pedro. I'm still not like over the moon with Pedro at this stage. But I think once we get a real trailer and we can actually see a little character happening, then we can make some decisions. But at this point, I'm just like, oh shit, it looks good. Like, I'm looking at this going like, this looks good. Like, I watched the stupid Captain America trailers. I'm like, this looks terrible. All of this looks terrible. Every time he's standing around with the poppy trees behind him, I'm like, this is the worst CGI I've ever seen. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Now, everything in Fantastic Four is CGI. Like, everything. So it's going to blend a lot easier. But
all right, you bring up Captain America 4, and I saw something the other day that I'm like, oh, they put the Thunderbolts in here. It's great because the Thunderbolts movie is coming up.
Right.
But it wasn't. There's a character that the Beetle, Spider-Man villain, became called Mach 5 in the Thunderbolts. Wings and a helmet. And there's a scene in this movie where the Falcon, Captain America, Sam Wilson, has the helmet and the wings, and I thought it was Mach 5. I'm like, oh my God, look at this synergy. This is great. This is going to tie into the Thunderbolts. And then when I actually sat down and saw the trailer, I was like, oh no, that's just him.
Well, it's 100% going to tie into the Thunderbolts. 100%.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that
guaranteed. If only because of an end credit scene or something, is 100% going to be a lead.
Okay.
To that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Bucky is in
Thunderbolts. Oh, yeah, sure. Yes.
And look, and the way it's looking, I think Thunderbolts is probably going to be the better movie.
I do.
You know, because at least that one has the chance of looking like it looks like it might be a fun movie.
Hello,
Thunderbolts
dude.
is like Guardians of the Galaxy. It has no real restrictions on it. It can kind of be whatever it needs to be. Whereas Captain America kind of is running through a structure of necessity.
Yeah, it needs to be Captain America. You know.
I didn't pick up all of the Sam Wilson Captain America run. Did he have his own villains come out of that time frame?
I don't think anybody
I'm aware
was
of.
creating any new work for Marvel.
Yeah, at that point, that was not long. That stuff was being made at a time when like $1 billion things were happening in the movies, and people were like,
Well, I mean, one of the
"Why
things
am I going to create the next Winter Soldier for you if I'm not going to see a check?"
Right.
One of the things they did, and they kind of like threw it to the side, is there was a scene in one of the books where Misty Knight pulls Sam aside and tells him that their Hydra has infiltrated every one of the teams.
Okay.
X-Men, the Avengers, the whatever. There was a Hydra sleeper agent in one of the teams. They kind of like just dropped it when they went with Hydra, when they went with the Hydra cap and never did anything with who those sleeper agents were. I mean, to me, that was a better story where you're going to expose that one of the X-Men is Hydra.
Sure, but that's still not a creation per se. That's not like, you know what I mean? It's it could be a good storyline.
The story, yeah.
Yeah, it could be a good storyline, but it's not like, hey, we're creating Winter Soldier for you, you know, and here's something. I mean, they could in some capacity, I guess, but
yeah, he was basically mostly fighting Cap's villains.
Yeah,
so
right.
Blood, Red Skull,
and he had a sidekick.
Even the Serpent Society showed up in that stuff.
Yeah,
Serpent Solutions, they called him.
Yeah. Well, his partners, it was Falcon. He's called Falcon too.
No, they had Nomad in there too. The kid that Steve Rogers raised when he was in the world, whatever it was.
In the Cube.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I'm worried about this. I'm worried about all the reshoots. I'm worried about the title change.
Why did you pay for it?
No, not that I paid for it, but
it's either going to make.
Jay is just one of the guys that wants something to be good. He's really hoping for it to be good.
I really
hope it's good too, but I'm not worried about it. I'm going to go in, I'm going to pay my money, and I'm going to go watch the damn movie.
I'm going to be let down. I don't want to be let down.
If you have low expectations, it'll be much better.
He's upset because they cut Seth freaking Rollins from the movie. It's okay.
Well, they did cut him, and the only reason that I care about that is because that was the Serpent Society. Yeah. They were talking about the Serpent Society being part of the movie in some capacity, and I'm like, yo, that's awesome. But at the same time, I knew that was going to be bullshit. That was going to be some stupid costumes, and hey, I'm wearing a jacket and a jumpsuit, and I'm who was he supposed to be?
Cobra.
I don't remember who he was supposed to be, but he was supposed to be one of the snakes. I was like, I know it was going to look stupid, so just cut it out. I don't want it.
All right, so now rumor is that Giancarlo Esposito is going to be playing Sidewinder, another one of the snakes.
No. He's not one of the snakes.
I hope not.
No, I have no idea.
That was a rumor that already got debunked. I don't know exactly who he's supposed to be, but
set your expectations that it's going to be a solid F. Yeah. So if it comes in at C-, you're good.
That's right. That's what I'm doing. I'm going in with like zero expectation. I am there. Let me tell you this. I have only missed one Marvel film to date. Now, there's a lot of them I didn't see in the theater, but I've seen them since. The only one I have not seen at all, will not ever see, is the Marvels. That's it. Never happening. Zero opportunity.
It was
zero.
It's better than the Eternals.
Zero chance.
Yeah, it's better than
the only reason that I'm even going to go see this movie is because of the Red Hulk. That's it. If Red Hulk was not in the movie, I wouldn't care. I'd be out.
It's a Hulk movie. It's not that's another problem I'm having with this. You're putting the Hulk in more of the promo material.
Fuck that.
Well, the Hulk is going to be I'm assuming very end of story. Like Harrison Ford is not going to like turn into the Hulk in the first 20 minutes. Like that's not going to happen. Okay. That's going to be an end. That's going to be the final battle is the Hulk. So, and in the meantime, they have to go get the adamantium from the stupid hand in the ocean. They have to bring it back. He has to get exposed to the radiation. Like there's a lot they got to do.
Wait. Roll this back for a second. They're tying this into the Eternals?
Someone's uneducated here, apparently. Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't-
That big hand is in the trailer right there. See, lowered expectations, Jay.
Exactly.
Lowered
Just figure it
expectations.
to be an
But
app.
that's where the adamantium comes from, and that is where they lead forward with the X-Men. But yeah, so that's the whole thing is
Yeah, maybe we'll get Wolverine at the end.
They
no.
tie it into the shittiest of all the Marvel movies. Oh, guys.
Maybe we'll get the
I thought
Black.
that was Love and Thunder.
Yeah, that's pretty bad too.
That was bad.
Eternals is still worse.
I think
I like Love
Eternals
and
is
Thunder.
worse.
Fuck that.
Eternals is still worse.
It has my favorite deli. It has my favorite deli manager in there.
Who? Which
Fucking,
movie?
Love and Thunder. Zeus.
Ellie-
Zeus.
Jesus.
That's
Oh
Gladiator
my
guy.
God.
Yeah.
Russell
Dude.
Crowe. Russell Crowe.
Yeah, Russell Crowe. He was. That's my deli guy, bro. When I go order a deli, that's the voice I hear. When I go to a deli and I order a bagel, that's the voice.
Oh boy.
Okay, you know what? You are close to Astoria. I'll give you that. Okay. Astoria is Old Greek here in New York. Okay. I don't know, dude. I want it to be good, but
It's not going to be. So just accept that it's not, and then it will enjoy it more.
Right.
all right. So let's roll this back into the question for the night.
Mhm.
Will the Fantastic Four save the MCU? Will it usher in a brand new golden era? Will it set something up the way the first Avengers set up 7 years of the MCU?
Mhm. So I think there's a few things in there. Is that does it need saving? Is it has it settled back into the normal stream of what these movies should be? You're like if you like a couple years back, 2008, 2019, you had billion movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not happening anymore. Like Disney was the only one to pull billion movies last year.
Okay.
So if things are settling back into the norm, what was normal, and before then, I mean that's fine. Like they make $400, $500, $600 million, which they like. That should be fine.
Isn't that
If-
fine
if
when
they
you're
don't-
when that shit's costing $200 million?
Yeah.
That's where the studios get a little uppity,
400.
and they're like, and to us, it's like, hey, you made 300 million, well, plus marketing and all that shit, right?
Mhm.
So but it's like, so if you spent 250 million and you made 500 million, studio's not gonna be happy.
No, but I mean, with all the merchandising and
Of course.
them paying themselves to play it on their own streaming service. I mean, it's this kind of stuff is getting out of hand. Honestly, you're spending $300 million on a daggone movie is.
But I think the bigger question though is not even the money. It's going to be the fan response,
Mhm.
right? That's the key, because the only reason Wolverine and Deadpool did what it is because it's Wolverine and Deadpool. It's not like they just produced something new and it made $1 billion. It was like this is 20 years of Wolverine Deadpool meeting. Like, of course, it's a $2 billion movie, but with Fantastic Four, I think you have an opportunity to reset the narrative of what these movies are. Now I think it's going to. I still don't know if people care about the multiverse, because with Wolverine and Deadpool, they were like all in, but again, that was an out of the box thing, right? So with this, on the trailer, you can already see that Reed Richards is working on his dimensional portal thing. It's like on his blackboard. So we're already going to have the multiverse as part of this whole thing. Plus, we already have been told this is not 616 Marvel. This is a out of time, out of space place. So I think a lot of the response is going to be based on how much multiverse are we getting fed versus are we just getting a cool, Fantastic Four versus Galactus story that has the multiverse in the background.
Now, are they saying this not a 616 Fantastic Four, or this story is
this
not
universe
set in
is not the 616
right
universe?
So
it's
the
a parallel universe already.
But the rumor bouncing around that these four came from the 616 MCU.
That's a possibility, but that still doesn't change where they are in this movie.
I want to rewind a second to what Marvin was talking about with the money. All right. I hear totally what you're saying, but I want a good story, right? And the last cropping of Marvel movies have not been a good story. The Eternals really wasn't that good. Black Panther 2 really wasn't that good.
But I mean, think about it in that sense: is how many movies are you going to see where the stories feel like they're complete? Like each one of these movies, doesn't matter what it is trying to set up for a sequel. The third acts are sounding bad. Like I watch better TV, like better things on TV now.
Yes, but you got time to breathe when it's on TV,
right? And that's what I'm saying is that if you don't give it time to breathe because you're spending your third act trying to set up the next movie and not really trying to finish your plate.
Deadpool 3 wasn't setting up the next movie, and I don't think it was a great story. I think Deadpool 3 was more fan gratification than it was actual storytelling.
Yeah.
Of course it was. That's all it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a thank you to 25 years of Fox and giving the fans something they'd never seen before, the yellow costume and the hood. And it was just that's all it was intended to be. And it did. But here's the thing. It did exactly what it was supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
I mean, in the end, if you want to read a good story, I would suggest you go read a good story and go read a book. Go pick up Isaac Asimov, go pick up Heinlein, go pick up a damn book. But if you want to
I want to be entertained. How about that?
That's it.
That's different. That's a completely different thing.
I want to be entertained, and I want to make sure that all the loops are closed in that time frame.
Well, that's not going to happen. There will always be loops because of the way this is all built. There will always be that. How many and how deep, who knows? But that will always be there. Yeah. That's why they're running into this whole Secret Wars, 2-part Secret Wars thing to consolidate and do a lot of this stuff. But who knows what that's going to look like?
If you're seeking that from from the Marvel movies, bro, just prepare yourself to be disappointed. That's all I have to say.
Right.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that we're kind of trying to get them to do something they don't want to do. And then you say read books, watch the TV shows when we're selling them the things that we want to see, and they just don't get it because all they're trying to do is make $1 billion and they don't care how they do it.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not a thing about they don't want to. Are they even capable of doing it? Do they have the talent to do it? Right? Like James Gunn, right? The Superman movie's coming up. Everybody's dogpiling the dude. But has he really done a bad superhero movie?
No.
Suicide Squad was shit.
No.
Shit. It was shit.
No, it wasn't.
It was shit.
No, it wasn't.
It was shit.
It was good.
No, it wasn't.
It got my money. It got my money.
It got my money too, but only once, and I'd never watch it again. It was shit. I mean, it was a bad movie. That's a bad movie.
You know what?
That's a bad movie.
Any movie that makes me root for Joel Kinnaman
maybe better than the first one. Maybe better than the first one. I'll give you that. Better than the first one.
So what did you think of Future Commandos?
I've still only seen the first two, and I'm not loving it. I'm not really anti it, but I'm not loving it. Now that it's done, I'll probably binge it out. But
Did you enjoy Peacemaker?
No, fuck no. I hate that fucking character. Hate that character.
A lot of fun.
No.
You hate John Cena.
No, I don't actually. I don't. I just hate Peacemaker. Like that's terrible. I understand completely why it works in today's world. 100%, I get it. There's it doesn't surprise me for a second that something as stupid as Eagly is loved by the world. But that doesn't surprise me.
But he knows what it is. Gotcha.
Of course, I'm in this world, man. I exist in this place.
What about Jeff the Shark? What do you think about?
Oh, trash again. Same thing. That's just a fucking Pokemon, dude. I mean, that's literally all we're doing is making Pokemon and selling it as superhero stuff. Like it's just so stupid.
But there's nothing wrong with Pokemon.
There's a lot wrong with Pokemon. Do you want to know what's wrong with Pokemon? This is what I tell parents about Pokemon. I had this exact interaction when I had my comic shop a long time ago, right? So we sold like magic cards and Pokemon and everything, right?
Yeah.
And so mom comes in and she's with her kids and kids are looking at Pokemon stuff and mom is looking at like all the magic cards and stuff. And she's looking around, and it just happened that like the black and the red stuff was on top. So it's like the demons and the harder stuff. And she's like, oh man, I can't believe this stuff is out where like kids can see it. This really bothers me that they can see like demons and all this dark magic and stuff. And I said, do you know what Pokemon is? She says, yeah, it's kids and their pet animals and stuff. Pokemon is underage kids set out onto the world by themselves, capturing wild animals, holding them in tiny cages, and releasing them to fight so that they can win badges. That's dog fighting.
It's pit fighting. Sure. What's wrong?
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Cockfighting too.
We
cockfighting, yeah.
we obviously come from different universes because
That's Pokemon.
In my world, that's fine.
Well, not only are they capturing, like, it wasn't like that Ash Ketchum, wasn't he like 12 years old? He's like, doesn't go to school.
Yeah.
Goes out to the world.
Yeah.
Animals.
That was Garbage Pail Kids was gross.
Pokemon is terrible, by the way. Pokemon is terrible.
Yeah, I saw somebody had put up a
that.
reel, an AI of one of the Garbage Pail Kids, and the snot was flowing out like a waterfall. I was like, oh Jesus.
I put that video if you want to, that video in the chat if you want to pull it up. Okay.
What?
Can I put it up without getting kicked out?
Why would you get kicked out?
We'll check it at the end.
Okay. It's hilarious.
Also, James Gunn made Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which is terrible. This is another terrible movie.
All the Guardians.
So he's missed. Yes, he's missed. He's missed.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was not terrible.
Terrible.
No.
Ungodly.
Mary Poppins, y'all. That was not terrible.
Ungodly terrible. Again, remember what I always say. Bad movies can still have good moments. That's a good moment. And the fact that they actually killed Yondu, spoiler alert, and he hasn't come back, I give them credit for that too, because I assumed he would just come back with the blip thing with the snapping and stuff. But so the fact that they actually killed him off and did a good job with that aspect, I give them credit for. But the movie as a whole is really bad.
Yeah, but I mean, even looking at that in that fashion, is that with how many MCU movies? 30 movies?
Too many.
Well, I mean, or I'm like, how many are really good, or really what you would call something that you could sit down and watch continuously over and over?
Are we now including?
I would say, listen, I'm hard on them, and I would say there's probably 50% of them that are rewatchable at any moment. We'd have to figure out what that list is, but I'd say at least 50% of them you could probably pop it in your DVD player and just watch and have a good time.
Are you rolling in the Fox films and the Sony films and all that?
No, just the MCU stuff. Just the MCU
stuff. Okay.
Yeah. So if you assume there's 30 movies, I don't know what the number is. I would say there's probably 15 solid, watchable, easily watchable films within that.
Okay, like
that you could watch.
Well, what's the first
one?
Well,
again, we'd have to create the list, but like for me, I still think Captain America, the first one, and Iron Man, the first one, are great movies. I love both.
Are we in a rush? You got to catch a train.
You're always like, and it's time to get out of here, man. I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Listen, it's either we do the list or we talk about Diamond.
I'd have to see the list of the movies that exist to see where they go. But
how about this? How about we each pick one?
Yeah,
and we'll just go around in circles. So you already picked two, right? Captain America 1 and Iron Man 1, right?
Yeah, I Captain America is always watchable for me. Like at any point, if it's on TBS or something, it's just like I'll watch Captain America.
Okay,
I'll throw out Infinity War because it's what the thing started with, and everything coming together, and the bad guy wins.
Right.
It's the better of those two for sure. Yeah.
I'll throw in Guardians 1.
Okay, I'll chime in with Winter Soldier.
Okay.
What do you mean? Are you kidding me? You're bugging.
I just watched that again recently, actually, and my statement stands.
Yeah.
I never want to watch that again.
Give me a portion of the statement.
What statement? Ugh.
Yeah. give me why you get the BLA.
Ugh. Just I was. It doesn't engage me in the slightest. Again, there are good points. There are good ports of it. It's like, that's okay. This is okay. But as a whole, as the story, as the characterization fleshes itself out. I just found myself really bored. I purposely went and watched it recently because I was like, do I remember that? Why do I remember this being so shitty? And so I was like, let me watch this again. So I watched all of them. I watched Captain America. I watched Winter Soldier. I watched Civil War. It's like, give me all of them. I want to see all of this again because I don't know why I don't like these movies. And through both of those, Winter Soldier and Civil War, I was like, oh yeah, now I remember. These are not good.
No way, dude.
Yeah, it's not good. Winter Soldier is again one of those like wildly overrated superhero movies.
It's in the
wildly
top 3.
overrated.
It's in the top freaking. It's in my top 3 of Marvel movies. Oh my god! Now you're bugging, brother.
That gives you a raspberry too.
I would take it out of the top 15 of watchable films.
Oh, now you're smoking.
Yeah. I don't want to see it. I don't want to watch it ever again. Do you want my Blu-ray? I'll send it to you. I don't want it anymore.
Shit.
Well, then you have to replace it with something else. So what are you replacing it with?
You mean as far as the top 15 goes?
Yeah.
Well, Iron Man #1, the first Iron Man. I still like that one.
What's another one?
Yeah, but then you guys reduced me to one choice. I got to think about all the movies now because I only have a handful of them that I really gave a shit about.
I'll throw in Spider-Man Homecoming.
The what?
So which one?
Spider-Man Homecoming.
No, I don't like the Spider-Man movies. I don't like the Spider-Man movies. More specifically, I don't like Tom Holland. I don't like Tom Holland.
I like
he does not work for me.
I'll replace that with the last one.
The last one? What's that? Oh, the last Spider-Man movie?
No Way Home.
Yeah, with all 3 of them.
Yeah, that was bad too. It's awful.
I'll throw in an obscure one. Werewolf by Night.
It's a featurette.
Yeah, that's. Yeah. I know why you're there, and that was not bad. That was not bad.
I like it.
Yes, I'm not knocking it.
I
liked it a lot.
Funny is, it's the sort of thing I could probably watch once a year, every year around Halloween.
That's its whole purpose. Let's watch this for
black
Halloween.
and white or full color one.
They did a good job. I didn't see the color one. Was it janky?
A little.
No, I like the color. I've seen both. I've watched it both. I like the color one a little bit better, but the black and white is fine. Works too, though.
Black and white works. I think black and white is perfect. Because it puts you in that mindset of where he wanted it to reside.
Well, I think they were trying to do the whole black and white Marvel magazine thing.
Oh, okay. No, I was in that with the whole Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. I was.
I mean, it might be partially that as well, but I think it has a lot to do with the.
I'm counting the first Blade. For me, the first Blade, if we include that, is in the top 10.
That's classic. Yeah.
Top 10.
Yeah. Well, I like the first and the second one. So.
Yeah. The third one is one of those that it's so bad it's good. It's so bad that it's just so good. Yeah. The third Blade. Blade Trinity. Oh my God,
man.
Wow. It's so much better when you know the background of it, where like is running his mouth.
Yeah,
and Wesley Snipes isn't even on set, and then they cut to Wesley Snipes just reacting, and he doesn't even know what he said because he wasn't there.
Yeah. The legend of that movie makes it even better.
Yeah.
I mean, I just
not making it good, just makes it better.
Dracula running from Blade. I'm like, what is going on? Why is Dracula running away?
Was the rumor that Moon Knight had popped up in Blade 3?
No, he did not.
No.
There was a scene that was cut where Moon Knight was supposed to be standing on a rooftop or something like that.
Oh yeah, I heard something about that. That was like in a scripting phase, but it was never.
Oh, scripting. Okay,
that was never filmed. Yeah.
Okay.
That was just stuff that they were trying to get away with, and.
Gotcha. All right. No. Blade 3 doesn't make it for me at all. Sorry. Sorry. I'm still going back to the Winter Soldier. That one hurts me because I think it's a near perfect movie.
One of the reasons that I don't like a lot of these movies is that they're just adaptions of shit, and I'm sick and tired of adaptions. Like I want something that I haven't seen before. Granted, they're not strict adaptions. Like Infinity War is not Infinity. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there is some variation, certainly, which thank God for the variation. But even so, I'm like, you know what, guys? I understand that you have 80 years of stories that you can sort of adapt and monkey around with, but fuck, can somebody write a new story, please?
Mhm.
Which to some degree, that's where like the Guardians came in because they got new story, so that was fine.
I'm really looking forward to when the X-Men come in is them doing Dark Phoenix again. I can't wait. Third time's the charm, right?
Wow, that'll be interesting. I don't know. I just rather go back and reread my old John Byrne comics for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm little by little grabbing, little by little by little.
I solo mine. I have an essentials. It's in black and white. Awesome. Best way to look at John Byrne stuff.
It's weird because like I don't know how you guys, I don't know if we've ever talked about these things, but the First Class movies, like I like First Class, the first one. I like Days of Future Past. Yep. Apocalypse is rough. It's hard.
Apocalypse is rough.
Apocalypse is hard. And then Phoenix is a disaster.
Yeah.
But like I like the First Class and I really like the Days of Future Past.
Right.
Whenever Colossus died was the best. Poor Colossus.
Watching Colossus die was the best.
Yeah, whenever Colossus died, I mean, I felt so bad for him every time. He got punched in it, like his head got mashed. Yeah. One time he got ripped in half. I was just like,
they melted him into one scene.
Yeah.
What fucking movie were we talking about?
Days of Future
Past, the X-Men.
Yeah, when they have the future and the Sentinels are killing everybody.
Right, Wolverine goes into the past when originally in the comic it was Kitty Pryde.
Right. Well, you're paying top dollar for Hugh Jackman. So
yeah, of course.
And Kitty comes up with this power that she never had before. How do you send someone's body back in time?
Yeah.
It's not without its weirdness, but
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then there's the Rogue cut too, where they had completely cut her out and then they put her back in so that she could heal Kitty after she gets stabbed by the claws and stuff. Like that.
Where the hell did Rogue steal that power from?
She took Wolverine's powers. She absorbed his powers and healed her. Yeah.
And then gave it to her. Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. Listen. It is what it is.
Yeah, but for some reason, when she touched him, her powers didn't drain his energy like it did before. Like,
Stop poking it. Stop poking it, Marvin. Yeah. Stop poking it.
No consistency with our power.
What do we need to do today? And who can we put in that position?
And then the writer gets the light bulb. Bing, Rogue. She can do anything.
New Mutants would have been fine as a made-for-TV movie.
It was okay.
I still haven't watched that.
It's okay.
It reminded me too much of Nightmare.
It's a guilty pleasure. I like that movie, but it's like a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
it's not embarrassing like either of the two Phoenix movies. Like it's
true.
It does its job far better than those two movies ever did.
So what would have happened if they would have let Matthew Vaughn do those movies over Singer? But I mean, I think that he bought a different thing to First Class before they booted him to the side.
Wait, Singer came back?
Yeah, Singer. He did everything after First Class.
Oh, I didn't know
that. But he got canceled after all of that, though.
Yeah, he got during Bohemian Rhapsody. He was when he got his walking papers because he didn't finish that movie.
Which one?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh yeah, well he directed that movie.
Who? Singer?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't finish it though. He got booted in the middle of filming it.
No, I don't think that's what they say.
Yeah.
Well, I think he finished.
Oh yeah. Well, you Hollywood.
Yeah.
James Gunn got fired and then they brought him back. Yeah.
Right.
Well, they didn't bring him back because they didn't want to lose him to the competition, and they lost.
And they did.
Well, they did.
He just came back to finish telling his story, and that was good.
Yeah.
Right.
What about Justice League? The movie or the?
That's no one needs to talk about that.
No,
Yeah,
we're staying away, David. David, we're not at Justice League yet.
Terrible. Like,
David, if we're going to talk about Justice League, we're going to talk about Fantastic Four: The Second Steps, where Tatiana Maslany comes back as She-Hulk to fill out the cast.
Listen, what?
No. Let the world forget about She-Hulk. Let the world heal.
I want to see her come back.
You didn't like the twerking scene?
Dude, I didn't even get there. I got 20 minutes into episode 1 and I was out. I knew. I could tell already. I got to the point where they were doing like weird yoga and shit on the first, like, I'm going to balance on my fucking fingers. Like, I'm like, no, I'm out. This is not going to work.
They need to just do it right and say Fantastic 29, because there's 29 members of the Fantastic Four, and bring the whole team. All 29 of them.
Oh, man. You know what, dude? Let's never do a crossover where Critter's in one of our books, because I'm going to have her do yoga with 2 fingers on the
well, yeah.
Too late, Jay.
Too late.
You've been left behind on that train.
Motherfuckers.
So here's the question. July, Jurassic Park, Superman, and Fantastic Four, all in the same month next year.
Jurassic Park is going to
You're only allowed to see 2 of them.
Oh, wow.
Jurassic Park is out the window.
There you go. Yeah. Most definitely.
Because I haven't been able to get through any of the new current Jurassic Park movies. Even the one with what's his face, the guy from the original movies.
Yeah.
The last one was terrible. That was so bad.
And is it get reset from the beginning?
No, it's a continuation off of Jurassic World. At least that's the way that I understand from the trailer.
Yeah.
The dinosaurs are still out in the world, and they're whatever.
Yeah, I can't even. I don't even remember their names. Like Jurassic World, whatever.
The clones. That's where the girl became the clone.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Jurassic Park, the Clone Saga.
Right. Well, that's the story for Fallen Kingdom, and then into Dominion is, and then the Dominion was the one that had the bugs. They had like giant bugs.
Yeah.
I'm lost.
Terrible.
Yeah. I mean,
terrible.
It's so let me just put it. There's a scene late in the movie where there's like 4 dinosaurs fighting, and there's like 8 people in their team, and they all survive. They just walk right past them. It's so stupid. I'm like, no.
And this is what we talked about in the green room. That movie made $1 billion.
Yeah. No.
And we're in this world where all the audience cares about is just show me the dinosaurs fight. Like that's all I care about, right? There's nothing else that I care about. Mm-hmm. Similar to like the Godzilla movie that came out last year, Godzilla and Kong, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That movie was fucking useless from any sort of characterization story standpoint, but it had a shit ton of monster fights. I mean, there was a point where one of the monster fights went like 20 minutes straight. It just kept going, and it made a fucking $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was kind
not
of
$1 billion, but it made a lot of money.
Made a lot.
With that last John Wick movie, John Wick 4, it's like a video game. It just never stops.
Mm-hmm.
It's like continuous hour-long fight scene.
It's like watching Ready Player One. Like I never watched Ready Player One in the theaters.
Mm-hmm.
But I finally watched it, I don't know, streaming or whatever.
I like that.
And I didn't know I needed Gundam versus Mechagodzilla in my life until I saw it. But I needed that. I really needed that.
I was just psyched that they pulled out Kroll. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, that was it. That was there.
Listen, when the magic word spoken is the spell from Excalibur, fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious.
Jay bought the Blu-ray so he could go frame by frame and find Megaforce.
Fuck yeah,
you got to be in there.
It wasn't there. It wasn't there. I scoured it, brother. I scoured it. So I'm talking to my best friend about it the other day. He didn't know about the documentary coming out, and I said, I'm in the car. I got my wife in the car. I'm on speakerphone, and I said, this movie is to G.I. Joe what Beastman was to He-Man. It was like Megaforce, and I lost my gourd, dude. I was like, yes, that's what it was, right? I mean, it was everything a 7-year-old me wanted and needed and was shittier than a motherfucker. But you put that in front of me And Flash Gordon 1982. Oh, I'm happy. I'm watching it. I'm watching it all day. Nobody's bothering me. I'm not picking up the phone. I don't care who comes over. You'll watch it with me, or you get out of my way. Leave me alone.
I'll go home.
Yeah. What you don't like? Don't tell me you don't like Flash Gordon.
Not really. I can watch it, but it's not something I'd ever choose to watch. But if it was on, I could watch it.
I'm flying blind on the rocket cycle.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
It's okay. Like I said, it's okay. I can watch it.
You know what popped up on Tubi the other day? The Ice Pirates.
Ice Pirates.
Ice Pirates.
Rosie
Greer.
Remember that?
Yeah, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, Ron Perlman, Robert Urich.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, what was the lady? Oh my God, not Stephanie Zimbalist.
Just do what Marvin's about to do and just type it into Google.
I want to go Google that, son.
Yeah,
Try to keep using my brain cells, dude. Come
we're
on.
deep in the nostalgia. We're deep.
You're gone. Forget about it. Angelica Houston.
Angelica Houston.
Yeah.
Angelica.
Yes, no, but the princess. Angelica Houston was with
Mary Crosby.
There you go.
Who?
And John Carradine's in that too.
John
He was in
Carradine
all
her
of that
dad.
shit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's in all the
Yeah.
terrible things.
Yeah. God damn. And Bruce Valanche. You don't know who Bruce Valanche was?
Am I supposed to?
Yeah, come on, guys. You're 80s guys.
You can do the rundown sometimes because Crawl was on Tubi also.
Crawl's on Tubi?
It is.
Oh.
Crawl's on Blu-ray. Get yourself a Blu-ray, sir. Good God.
I got it. I just don't want to dig it out and go through the mess of
Dig it out. Put a
system.
shelf up. Get a shelf.
No, it's
Physical media.
It's not that. It's on TV. Oh, I'm flicking. Yeah, as opposed to I'm making the conscious effort to put it in there.
If you're not making the conscious effort to watch Crawl, I question your loyalty, sir.
Well, you just want to watch the scene when he's walking through the forest with the old man who's been replaced, and he goes, "Here is the knowledge you seek," and tries to choke him out.
Yeah. I always felt bad for the Cyclops when he got crushed in the castle.
Yeah, that's a chapter way to die.
I was like, damn, man. And Crow made me fear quicksand. I don't know why quicksand
Listen,
wasn't
the 70s and 80s were all about quicksand. Like that shit was everywhere. That was in Buck Rogers. That was in Bionic Man.
Rogers.
Like, yeah, like quicksand was a real problem in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Flash Gordon had quicksand.
Yeah.
And Princess Bride.
Flash Gordon had quicksand?
Never-ending story.
Never-ending story had the
no, excuse me.
Sadness.
They had, yes. The land of sadness.
Yeah, we've moved on as a species from our fear of quicksand.
Yeah.
Did we though?
It's not a problem anymore because everything's concrete now, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Did we? See now here. Okay, I don't know where it's like by your lake, but
There's no quicksand.
here I am in Brooklyn, and there's a lot of marshland around me.
You need to be buying that up.
For me, marshland, it's actually
Can't
protected.
afford it, bro.
The marshland over here is protected. But as a kid growing up, when we play around there, I feared it because of A, quicksand, and B, I was afraid that Calibus from Clash of the Titans was going to pop
No,
up.
you're afraid of that alligator that lived in the sewers.
No, that ain't
Flush
shit.
down the toilet.
No, I was more afraid of Q than I was of the alligator in the sewers.
Cute. Wow, the movie was terrible.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about like quicksand or swamplands here. We got to worry about sinkholes. We get sinkholes.
Sinkholes. Look at that. Look at that.
It eats buses and things like that.
We got a bunch of people chiming in here tonight, and I want to thank everybody who's showing up. David, Lori, Pull No Punches, Irizumi, all of you that are watching on Instagram, thank you. The scroll keeps feeding, and I can't rewind it. So if you're sticking with us, please chime in or shoot on over to Comic Book Streamland on YouTube and say what's up. Say you were watching me over there, and or watching us over there, and you're coming to be part of the chat. Not everything we say is going to be ringing with you guys. So
I just got called out hard.
Well, I mean, let's go on Superman for a minute. But you were saying before that James Gunn is getting the business. I mean, that's honestly, to me, I think that's coming from inside the house. Because the people who made the decisions with Black Adam, Superman, and Cavill are still there. And I think that what you have, you're going to have a power struggle pretty soon in that DC Studios office.
Okay.
Well, but people still have, even after this trailer, the general people, they still have the same complaints as they had when like the stills were coming out. Like the suit's too big, it's too baggy. Why does it look like armor? Like they still have the same complaints. And I say, I'm looking at the same thing. I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at? Why is Superman wearing this weird shit? Now, hopefully it looks better when we get to the final, whatever the thing is, but it still looks really weird to me from a costuming standpoint. I don't like the fact that the Justice League people are wearing like leather jackets and shit, like, and they're like matching, like let's match.
But are they the Justice League?
Well, the JSA or whatever they are, whatever incarnation they're gonna
Max Lord's.
Yeah, but it's Guy Gardner and it's Hawk Girl, so that's JSA.
Yeah.
But they're corporate JSA, so they have like this, like they're wearing matching.
But the Terrifics was a book also, and they were
Mr. Terrific is in there too. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about him.
Right.
That's a weird choice.
I don't know.
The Metamorpho guy, weird choice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is just James Gunn like pulling the catalog out and saying, I want this, I want this,
right.
I want this.
Right.
But it's a Superman movie.
Right.
And so that's kind of my concern is like how much of this is a Superman movie and how much of this is, the world movie.
Right. But he keeps saying that he's not trying to set anything else up, but you're kind of.
But the trailer is filled with setups.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So let's apply that theory to Captain America: Brave New World.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a setup movie for something else?
For Thunderbolts.
Well,
yeah.
That's the direct setup.
And it's a setup for Sam to become the leader of the Avengers.
Yes, also true.
Okay. It's not a backdoor Hulk movie?
It can be, but there's nothing on their slate that tells us that that's a thing at this point.
Did anyone see this? Did Henry Cavill get signed on to play Wolverine?
No.
Or is that just a rumor?
That's just fans talking.
Yeah.
And there's
also
nothing
real about that.
Of World War Hulk movie too.
Yeah, that's the whole. That's part of the Red Hulk thing too. Is they're like, oh yeah, they're gonna like do a World War Hulk thing and the Hulks and all that kind of crap. Which maybe down the line, but as of right now, they've got like the next 4 or 5 years like planned out, and there's no Hulks in there. Nothing like what we're talking about, World War Hulk or anything like that.
Yeah.
Not to say that they can't change. They can obviously change their minds, but as of right now, no.
Tom, you got called out again. So back to the Tom is not always right. I love that theme. William said, Guy Gardner was not in the JSA. He was in JLI. He
was in many J's.
Yeah.
I mean, many J's over the years.
He was shooting
not just the eye. But I understand what you're saying, William. That's fine. But there's going to be a justice, whatever they were in the comics. There will be a Justice League in this universe, and these characters are going to be associated to that Justice League.
That was the Detroit team, right? He was in that when they were
the international guys.
Yeah, that Detroit.
I don't know.
No, Detroit was Vibe, Vixen.
That was that's
Aquaman, Commander Steel.
That's Task Force, isn't that Task Force?
No, Task Force was Martian Manhunter, Despero.
That's right. Aquaman was in there.
Yeah.
Task Force.
What are you thinking about the Green Lantern series?
I'm not a Green Lantern fan, so I don't care. I really don't care. I like the guy that they chose for Hal Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's in all kinds of weird genre shit. So I'm familiar with him. I like him. I know nothing about the guy who they hired for Jon Stewart. So
yeah, he was in some Netflix series where he was like a hey, don't mess with me. I'm a former soldier in a small town. Movie.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I didn't think I was gonna like it.
Okay.
I thought it was gonna be out
Aaron Perry,
after
right?
20 minutes, but
Aaron
it was a modern take on Walking Tall. That's all it was.
Okay. I mean, I'm looking at it, and I think that them having it as a series to stretch out the story, it'll make it a lot better. But then you saw they announced a Blue Beetle animated series also to carry on from the movie.
That sucks. Because I like the Karate Kid guy.
Yeah.
Well,
He's
probably
he's doing the voice. I think he's doing the voice.
Yeah, but I would have liked him in live action. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give the kid.
Well, that movie didn't do well.
nobody wanted that movie. That movie.
No, but you could give him the rub. You could give him the rub. You know, with the team.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
right?
nothing precludes him from appearing in a Superman or something. I mean, he could just appear and be there.
Right.
You know?
Right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You still got some people showing up in Avengers movies that maybe shouldn't have been in there.
Yeah. I mean, he's decent. I think he'll be an okay actor down the line. I don't. He's a little too the same from like Karate Kid to Blue Beetle. He's kind of. It's just, hey, that guy from the Karate Kid is now the Blue Beetle. But I think he's good. I think he's good for a young actor.
Yeah. But I mean,
so I think he'll get better.
Jackson is Sam Jackson, right? The Rock is The Rock. Jason Statham is Jason Statham.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel is Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
Right. And Robert Downey Jr. is Robert Downey Jr. He's not going to be Iron Man. He's not going to be Victor Von Doom. He's going to be Robert Downey Jr.
This is true.
You know? So who acts anymore? Other than Shea Winningham.
Who the hell's that?
Who's the guy that was?
I mean, know him if I saw his face, but I don't know that name.
You will know him if you saw him by face. Yeah.
So who is he?
He's the guy who played Christian Bale. Remember he played in that Machinist movie where he lost like 100 pounds?
I never saw it. I know what it is, but I never saw it.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
He played opposite Christian Bale in that flick?
No, I'm talking about Christian Bale played. Like you were saying that who acts anymore? Christian
Bale.
Christian Bale acts. Yeah. So who's the Shea guy?
Shea Winningham is a character actor. He was in the series, the Perry Mason series. He was in Agent Carter series. He was in American Primeval. He was in.
Ugh.
You didn't like American Primeval?
No. It's fucking boring as hell. It was terribly written.
Fucking, who is this guy that's on?
Terrible. I wanted to like it. I watched the trailer. I was like, I'm in. Give it to me. And then I found out it's based on a real story.
Yes.
I'm in. That's another box checked. I got 2 episodes in, and I'm like, I don't care about any of these people. Let them all die.
Are you kidding me? Oh, okay. So Shea Winningham was the guy who ran Fort Bridger.
That's tough because they're all wearing beards and covered in dirt.
Okay, he was he was the guy.
Daniel Day-Lewis. There you go.
At least I think I know who you're talking about.
Daniel Day-Lewis, yes, but he takes acting way too seriously, way too seriously.
That's why he has 3 Oscars.
There you go. You know, Ryan Reynolds doesn't act anymore. He's just Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, he's never acted. Yeah. Well, no, false. The one time that he is not Ryan Reynolds is in a movie called Buried.
Yes.
You ever see Buried?
Yeah,
that's a fucking intense movie, and he is not Deadpool in a box in that movie.
Yeah.
So I think Ryan Reynolds, I think he can act. I think he's just chosen not to. I think he's just chosen to create this persona that everybody likes, and he's just running with it.
It sells.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
he sells tickets. He's a draw. So
because I mean, basically, Van Wilder is just Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's Deadpool at college. That's all that is.
Yeah. And what's the one where he works in the restaurant? Waiting.
Waiting. Yeah.
Wait, oh my God, you guys.
So that's the Deadpool trilogy. It's college, work, superhero.
I lived the life of Waiting. That movie was.
Did you do the bat? Did you get the bat? Did you get the goat?
It wasn't the bat or the goat, but it was close. It was close.
The brain.
And I became.
No one knows what I'm talking about.
What I became? What's his name? If he took the job as manager.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
the guy who's in all Kevin Smith's movies. He got turned into a walrus.
Yeah. Oh my
terrible
God.
movie.
That he played Randy St. Randy in Zack and Mary Do a Porno.
Yeah. He's I like that guy. He's really fun.
The one from
but
Jeepers
he's in a lot of
Creepers.
weird fucked up movies.
Justin Long.
Justin Long.
Yeah, Justin Long.
So yes, I was Justin Long if he became the manager. Yes.
Does anyone know what the bat, the goat, or the brain is?
No. What is that from?
That's from Waiting.
From Waiting.
Yeah, I
From
don't know.
Waiting.
That's the game they play with their balls,
Yeah.
where they try and make everybody look at their balls, and they do different formations with it. And then if someone looks, you get to kick them in the ass.
Okay.
No, it wasn't the balls. It was the shaft. If you saw it, you would catching it. You would catch it. But why are you looking? Why are you looking at my junk? And I don't know why it was funny, but we did.
I need to know if JayDee has started watching From yet, because get on that.
From?
Yes.
No, because I saw Wayward Pines.
Back of the line.
From is the one where they're in the town, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I saw Wayward Pines.
That's so specific. Here's a pitch. It's these guys from a town.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't leave
Did you see
ever.
Wayward Pines?
No.
It's the same thing. It's the
Okay.
same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing 10 years earlier.
Didn't Shyamalama Ding Dong do this movie?
The Village. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't he
But
make
it
this
wasn't
movie already?
set. So
It wasn't Jim Carrey in the same movie too, where he's in the bubble, that city, the town in the
Truman
bubble.
Show.
Yeah.
That's right. But
You guys are all just watching 2.0, 3.0 of
Yeah.
this old shit.
yes. yes. So
I don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, and Ralph Fiennes. He's another one. He's another actor.
Ralph.
That's a name I know, but I can't put him anywhere. I don't.
Voldemort.
I'd have to see his face.
He played Voldemort in Harry Potter.
That doesn't help me.
He was,
He was
With no
recently-
nose on the face.
the menu.
The Menu, yeah. I just saw that.
Yes.
I saw
Okay.
that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, The Menu.
Yeah. He's good. He's very good.
So did you guys go down the rabbit hole with the menu?
What rabbit hole?
What rabbit hole?
So there's two trains of thought on the menu that he
Why don't
either
you share?
poisoned the girl and she died.
That didn't
After
happen because it didn't happen on camera.
she could have been poisoned during.
Yeah, I'm not interested in people's off-camera theories.
Yeah,
Right.
right. That's why I said I fell down the rabbit hole. That's not
a rabbit hole. That's a stupid hole.
Motherfucker.
Is it a stupid hole or stupid hole?
Take your pick.
So then, if you watch that, did you watch Bear? You watch that?
I didn't watch Bear.
It's traumatizing.
Is that
And I-
another one of people trapped in a town?
No, they're trapped in a restaurant.
No, that's the one.
Because they work in a restaurant, they never go home.
Oh my
don't.
god! Go
They-
And then at
watch.
the end, they just find out they're in purgatory, like they're just in hell, and that's just
There you
like
go. Go
they
watch.
got put in a
go watch-
restaurant for eternity.
Go watch Feast. There you go.
Feast.
Yeah,
It
I
was a
love Feast.
Project Greenlight movie.
Okay, no, I didn't.
It was a horror. I don't know if
You guys are off on some tangents, man. You
Oh,
are
yeah.
like so far off the road.
The best thing about Feast is it at the beginning of the movie. I'm not going to try to like the hero dies right at the beginning of the movie.
Okay.
You have to watch it. It's freaking hilarious. It happens over and over again.
Yeah.
So it's Groundhog
It's
Day.
kind of like
No, it's not Groundhog Day.
Demon Knight. Tales from the
Yeah.
Crypt, Demon Knight.
Mhm.
Where
Yeah,
I
like,
love
they just
Demon
randomly-
Knight with Billy
they just
Zane.
randomly kill people
Billy
out of
Zane,
nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Christopher Waltz. We're going back. Christopher Waltz is I don't know. Is he a character actor or is he playing himself right now?
Christopher Walken. You're talking about the guy from Django
Glorious
Unchained?
Bastards, Django Unchained. Yeah.
No, I think he's an actual.
Oh, Christoph Waltz. Christoph Waltz.
Excuse me, Christoph
Yeah.
Waltz.
Yeah,
That
I think
guy's
he-
legit.
Yeah, I think he's a real actor.
Yeah.
I don't think he's.
Yeah, you go
I
from
don't think he's phoning it.
Django to Inglorious Bastards, like that's
Yeah, that's a range.
Really?
oh yeah.
You gonna tell me those two characters are the same person?
And
Or
then
you-
and
or
then
you
he
just
played
bringing an
Bludnovsky in Green Hornet.
Yeah. Okay. See, here's
Yeah,
the thing.
he's range.
It's his cadence is the same. His delivery is the same in all three movies.
What does that have to do with anything?
A large part of that is his.
I mean,
acting.
I get where you're coming from on that, but
I'm not trying to take away from the man. I'm not.
No,
I
I
think
see
you
what
are.
you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's sort of like Christopher Walken. Like he has a way of talking.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I think even within the way of like Christopher Walken is another one of those guys. He's just Christopher Walken.
Right.
But Christoph Waltz, I think, even though he has a similar cadence, he still far more becomes a character than some of these
fair
other
enough.
guys. Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know anything about The Feast though. I'm sorry. I don't
I think it's on Tubi. You
you love Tubi.
Everything's on Tubi.
I mean, everything's on
Tubi is
there.
really good. I have to say, I've enjoyed the hell out of Tubi since I've discovered it. And there's a shitload of comic book graphic documentaries on that as well.
Really?
Like a ton of them. Some of them are just comics in general. Some of them are very specific, like Warren Ellis, Grant Morrison,
Right.
Dave Stevens.
Oh, I'm locked in then.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. Just go into the search and put comic book, and you'll see like just a ton.
A lot of those like VHS movies used to grab from Blockbuster. Those movies are on there. Like this one that with Brandon Lee, I never even heard of before.
Which
Laser
one?
Force or something like that.
Oh yeah, he did a bunch of weird shit.
I
Yeah.
didn't hear about that. I
Before
only thought he did 2 movies before The
No.
Crow.
Yeah. At this point, I'm like, Brandon Lee is in this. What is this? I've seen
Oh
this.
shit. Okay.
Yeah, go watch the Grant Morrison documentary. See if you can understand it, because he's speaking English, allegedly.
Yeah, you got to have the subtitles on.
Yeah.
Same with the Warren Ellis one. You got to have the subtitles.
Yeah, the subtitles.
Okay, I'm with it. I'm locked in.
Literally, I had
Amazon
to.
had quite a few good ones, and Hulu did the Bill Finger documentary.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Yeah, that
awesome.
was good. That was good.
So I'm with it. But for Tubi, I was watching a lot of the cartoons that I'd totally forgotten about. Like
Nerd.
what was the one with the football team that became the King Arthur and the Knights?
Yeah, you can no.
Well, you're
Arthur
off
and
you're off in the
Knights.
woods.
Justice
Yeah,
or something
you're
like
way in the weeds.
that. It's, King Arthur's in the Knights of Justice, right?
You guys, what?
You're way off in the weeds, bro.
Dude, you can go watch that with your Bionic 6. No one's watching.
Don't shit on the Bionic 6.
that. No one's watching that stuff.
Bionic 6 was good. Don't.
It was good when we were fucking 5
Oh,
or
yeah, of
10.
course.
You
I
know,
can't watch
it's not
it
good
now.
now.
But
You
it
can't
had
watch it
top-notch
now. Then I
animation.
question how good
Right.
it was.
Well, no, when we were 10 or 8,
Yeah.
it was fantastic. But now,
Like, I'd love to get a Bionic 6 license. I just don't
Then
have
go
the
do
money.
it.
yeah, go do
I don't
it.
have the money. I can't
Go
afford
get it. Go get
You
it.
know?
You
Cox
can
is
sell
on there,
that
Jason
Galactus
Max
and
is
get
on
the
there.
license right now.
Don't mess with Galactus.
You
bro.
can do that. You can do that. I know a publisher that's a tiny publisher that just got the rights to Smokey Bear, for God's sakes. Like, you can go
Really?
get shit.
That's
yeah.
awesome. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell they're doing with it, but you know.
Thank you, Astral Ticket. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
There's plenty
Thank
of
you.
great opening songs in the 80s for shitty shows, though.
Yeah.
Like Pole Position had a great opening song, and that
pole
was a shitty show.
position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a terrible show.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you what animated series had the worst theme ever. That Wildcats cartoon. Jeez.
Yeah,
That's on Tubi too, my friends.
It is.
Oh. You know what? So did Ultra Force. Ultra Force really challenges that worst opening theme to Wildcats.
Wildcats.
Yeah.
And then
All
it goes
right.
into
and
a
then
weird
there's
rap.
a rap,
Yeah.
like a rap in the middle of the song. Like what?
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah, listen, I'm like 8 deep on Wildcats right now. I'm enjoying the stupidity.
I think that's as far as it went. I don't think
No, it had 2 seasons.
it did.
I'm 90% sure that there's like 2 seasons of this thing.
And,
Not that there's like 20
Savage
episodes,
Dragon, how
but-
many seasons that could like one or two? Savage Dragon.
Savage Dragon had like it was 1, yeah. I've
No,
never
yeah,
seen that
Savage
before.
Dragon had 2 seasons. I think
Yeah.
that was the
Did it?
best one, right? Because that used to come on USA,
Right.
the USA channel. It was
Yeah,
that
they were both
Street
on
Fighter,
USA.
Mortal
Max
Kombat.
was the best.
Which one?
The Max.
The Max was just a motion comic.
Yeah, get out of here with that. Sorry,
Max was the best.
no.
I was.
The whole
They
Liquid
have
Kid-
The Max was the best.
they
Sorry.
have like on Amazon they have the Prime channel list and there's like an adult animated show channel and they have Aeon Flux on there.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
I couldn't get into that either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would've
It
rather
was
watched-
okay, but I wouldn't watch it again.
I mean, it's hilarious. Like not the series, the original shorts that were on.
Yeah.
Yeah, on
TV. Yeah, she died at the end of every episode.
Yeah. Those are better, at least.
Yeah. The original ones were better, but
those are okay. And there was a show called Cadillacs and Dinosaurs.
Oh, that was great.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Great.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It's really bad.
Go read the comic book by Mark Schultz.
That's correct.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautifully.
I will.
But the comic is called Xenozoic Tales, my friends. Now, there are Cadillacs and Dinosaurs comics. Topps picked that up, and they did some really janky stuff. But if you go back to the original source, Xenozoic Tales, that's epic. But the cartoon is trash. I mean, it's really, really bad.
Done by Nelvana. They had very thick lines.
So bad.
Just play the game. You get to punch a dinosaur.
Go watch the Fish Police cartoon.
I wasn't with that one.
Which one?
Fish Police.
Oh. All right. Well, no, we're watching the Police Academy animated series.
Like, I wanted to like Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. I even have a Hannah figure from that show. Also a terrible toy line. But yeah, when I finally saw the show, I was like, this is awful.
I tried to get the Cadillac, and it was just a shell. It was shitty.
It's terrible toys.
Yeah.
Terrible toys.
All right, a really good series, at least the first season, was the Filmation Flash Gordon.
Never watched it.
I really because it didn't they do it similarly with like the other dudes, like the Phantom and stuff?
Yeah, Defenders of the Earth.
Defenders of the Earth. Yeah, is that what we're talking about?
No, because that was when it was King's Features.
Oh yeah.
And it had the Phantom. It had Mandrake the Magician.
Yeah.
And Lothar, and their kids, right? But the Filmation Flash Gordon was a lot earlier. It was pre He-Man, so it wasn't as tongue in cheek, but it had elements of it. Much more story driven, and it was just a cliffhanger after every episode. And like the Star Trek TV series, you actually got to see full human alien hybrids, not, just shitty people with the masks that they could hardly get the whole costume around. Right? Please check it out. It is.
So it's called The New Adventures of Flash Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got the DVD, man.
Yeah, this looks 100% like He-Man.
Yeah, well, it was Filmation, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna find the same alligator sound effects, right? A lot of rotoscoping when they were running.
There's chicks riding on ostriches right here in this picture.
Yes.
I'm in. That gets me in immediately.
Yes,
there's chicks riding on ostriches.
What about
I'm probably in.
Conan animated series. Did you watch that?
That didn't work, dude. That was right up there with the Rambo animated series. It did not work. Man.
Force of freedom.
Oh my God!
When Troutman would pick up the phone, get me Rambo, and then they would show him in the snow with the sleeves cut off.
Yeah.
How have we never had an alien animated show?
They made when they made toys in the 80s of aliens. Remember they were all brightly colored. They were planning a series. There was supposed to be an animated series.
I do recall that because they had like multiple aliens. They had a gorilla alien, a bull alien.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were supposed to be, and I don't think they could get it past the censors.
But that Rambo cartoon is the reason why we did not get Rambo in G.I. Joe. We did not get Balboa because he was working out that deal and he pulled it at the last minute for the toy line. Because he was going to get more cassiola, and they built the cartoon to sell the toy line. It's
about Chuck Norris and his Karate Commandos.
Karate Commandos, 5 episodes. Let's rock and roll with that, baby.
Then there was a Jackie Chan anime series, RoboCop.
Jackie Chan was a lot better. Jackie Chan, because they had a theme, right? They were trying to chase the little gemstones that had the Zodiac.
Then you had Karate Kid.
That was bad. But
all I've been hearing is bad for the last 15 minutes.
Yeah. It's bad.
That's a lot of bad.
It's bad. There's a lot of bad. The 80s has a lot of bad.
Thundercats was bad. Thundercats was bad. Sorry, guys. We have 4 seasons of bad Thundercats, and I
thought Silverhawks was worse.
Silverhawks was worse. But see, nothing trumps fucking Tiger Sharks. They were worse they were the worst of the 3. Okay.
But they had a good they had a good theme song though. I like the theme song.
They had a good theme song, right? Just like Astral said.
You should just go watch Clutch Cargo.
Clutch Cargo, I don't know that one.
Go watch Clutch Cargo.
Why am I scared to watch Clutch Cargo?
I'm scared to Google that.
We have that, but then we also had What?
Clutch Cargo had where it was animated, but the mouths were people mouths. It was hilarious.
Oh yes, the old Captain America and cartoons were like that.
Well,
Not the
no,
Jack
no,
Kirby
no,
one.
that was just the mouth moved. But what he's talking about is like a cartoon with a mouth.
But like a real people mouth.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna
it's
stay away
hilarious.
from it.
It's hilarious to see it. Yeah,
That
it's called
sounds
Clutch Cargo.
frightening. That sounds really
Yeah.
frightening.
Yeah.
So, Michael.
You know, all right. So
Yeah,
I don't
see,
know.
the problem with the 80s is that they were just pumping shit out. It reached a point where it's like, this is all marketing. We're selling toys. Like, that was its entire purpose. There's good stuff in the 80s too, but like it reached a saturation point of merchandising that everything became, holy shit, we gotta advertise our merchandising. And that's where we got all of this garbage.
I mean, that was kind of the fault of Sunbow, but Sunbow knew what they do. They had actually people acting on G.I. Joe and Transformers that kind of carried those shows higher than those other ones, though, because they weren't acting on it. It was like it was just cheesy nonsense.
You had actual good voice actors doing some of this stuff, and then on a lot of these other shows, it's just like who's in the lobby. Let's let him do some voice acting.
Well, and it depended on the who was creating the show. Like when Sunbow lost G.I. Joe to Dick, those episodes, Got to Get Tough was terrible.
Yeah.
And then they decided to use the same storylines they used in Cops. Well, they had the drug episodes. It was the same thing.
Cobra Commander showed up in a Transformers episode. Did you guys know that?
Yes, he did.
Old Snake.
Yes, he did. Not just that. Ace, the pilot of the Sky Striker from G.I. Joe, showed up in Humanoids.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had Geraldo Rivera, who bridged all of those series together because he was the reporter or whatever they called him. He was the reporter in all of those series. Even in Gem, he was the reporter, right? But a great thematic cartoon was a great dramatic sci-fi cartoon was Exo Squad. Yeah. It almost carried over the drama from Robotech or Macross, whatever you want to call it, whatever iteration it showed up. But it had the science fiction. It had, it had the war. It had drama. You had death. And you had the tech and the
just
weapons.
A bunch of dudes in suits with holes in them. Like, let's stick some shit on us.
No, that's Centurion. That was Centurions, dude.
Oh, is that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah, no.
What's Exo Squad? Oh, I know Exo Squad now. Yeah. Now I'm with you. Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. My favorite from that era would be in Humanoids.
Yeah.
Because
the one where they put the guy in his chest.
They were just literally murdering people and transforming.
Wrecking them, dude. Yeah. Wrecking them.
It was like all serious H.P. Lovecraft rips, and it was just like all like, let's bring up the.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, they even in the commercial for the toy, they had it where they put the thing in the guy's chest and killed him.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
there was another one, Spiral Zone. You remember that one?
Spiral Zone was pretty good.
Mm.
Yeah, where if you were living in a spiral, disease. You were a zombie type person. Yeah. Zombie, or what was the? Oh my God, what was the movie? The horror movie with the two sisters, Night of the Comet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was like
right. So if Night of the Comet, you combine that with G.I. Joe, that's what Spiral Zone was. Because they weren't zombies. You didn't see Night of the Comet?
I've seen Night of the Comet. I didn't see Spiral Zone. I remember seeing it, but
I'm surprised at a lot of these. Like, I don't know why you have G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Mask on Tubi, but you don't have Inhumanoids or Visionaries. Why are those not?
Yeah, I don't know why, but I gotta pitch to bring the Visionaries into the Energon universe.
Visionaries is IDW did Visionaries.
No, the animated series.
Oh, just like on Tubi or something? Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know. That's one I haven't seen. I mean, there's more that is not on Tubi and such than, I mean, there's hundreds of shows that don't exist on streaming. That goes back to, the whole physical media thing is a lot of this stuff exists on physical media in some capacity, but, good luck finding it.
Right. Yeah. Because like the Filmation Zorro series never showed up on physical media, or the Tarzan or the Lone Ranger.
Well, I'm not saying everything is, but there back in the 80s and the 90s, a lot of this shit was put over onto at least a videotape or something at some point.
I looked for at least those four.
I didn't say. I just said not everything, Jay.
Somebody,
but a lot of it did come over. And some of it
I
came
mean,
over later, like in the 90s, like on DVD and stuff. Like you can get a DVD of the Dungeons and Dragons show and stuff like that. So,
Yes.
but
we just
go find streaming for that. You
can't.
can't. It doesn't exist.
Look, I think for my money, I'd rather see Thunder the Barbarian and Space Ghost.
Yeah.
And
Thundar you can get on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Thundar and the Herculoids you can get on Blu-ray.
I've got him. The Hanna-Barbera set. Really nice black slipcover.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Even Johnny Quest,
yeah, those are good.
Johnny
Doug Ruby.
You know, that was good stuff. But you know, I don't think it could go over in today's climate. You know,
not with some guy throwing barrels at people. Of course not. There's a video on YouTube where it's Rafe Bannon Murderer, where it's like clips of him killing people.
That was his job. He was the bodyguard.
That's it. Yeah.
Like he's like shooting out. He's shooting like water towers and it's falling on people and everything. I'm like, man, you just indiscriminately. Like you're almost like he's not as bad as the guy from Venture Brothers. What's his name? Brock Sampson.
Yeah.
Where he killed. You ever watched the episode when he killed that ghost? Like they were on the boat, and it was the guy died in the water, and he kept coming up, and he just beat the crap out of him and tore him apart and threw him back in the ocean.
That's a comic book title right there. Remember that time you killed that ghost? Like that's a comic book title, man.
Yeah.
Like this guy is such a good killer, he can kill a ghost.
Okay, so we went good, we went bad. Where does Spider-Man and his amazing friends rank on that scale?
Fun at 8 years old.
It's
fun at 8 years old, man.
It's like most of those cartoons, though.
Yeah,
they're all just sort of meant to keep you there for 20 minutes and sell you a commercial, whatever the commercial.
But they weren't selling toys for that or for the Hulk.
No, but they sold a commercial like during the commercials.
Right,
like here's toys, here's Star Wars toys, or whatever. They were those types of things were made for merchandising, whether either for the cartoon itself or just sell some shit in general.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it was okay. It was fine.
If you really want to watch some cartoons that I think still hold up, go watch some old Bugs Bunnies. Those hold up. You know, Ricky Tikki Tavi.
Yeah, I mean the Ricky. Did you just say Ricky Tikki Tavi?
Yes, sir.
Dude, that's a deep cut. I like that. I like that, sir. Yes.
Ricky
Tikki Tavi is legit. That's legit.
Well,
do you guys even know what that is?
The guys are in the group, don't we, Marvin?
Ricky Tikki Tavi, dude. The mongoose and the cobra.
Yeah, I remember that now.
You've never seen that?
So good.
No.
So good.
Your fucking childhood sucked.
And that is on physical media, boys and girls.
Yeah, because I own those.
Next we'll probably bring up Savoir Faire because he's everywhere.
William, that's funny. Yes. And he came full circle because Hugh Jackman, being hired as a
Wolverine. I mean, it's that whole episode with the Juggernaut and the music is like
yeah.
The music was the same in every episode, like forever. Every time a bad guy showed up.
I got caught with that Pride of the X-Men, that episode before the X-Men series started.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know where you guys were at, Marvin and Tom. Jose, here, if you remember, on Sunday mornings, 6:30 in the morning, there was a block, and it was RoboCop. It was some not Robotech. There was some Jeep truck that turned into a fucking dinosaur or some shit.
You're just on an acid trip right now.
No, and then they did either Paw Bears or the
what are you watching?
This was on Sunday morning here in New York. So it was either Paw Bears or the one where Yogi Bear and the Hanna-Barbera group were on a floating pirate ship. And
no, you're just high.
So hold on.
High.
Right? So during that block, they showed once the Kitty Pride of the X-Men. I was like, oh my God, they got an X-Men cartoon in the morning. For almost a year straight, I would wake up at 6:30 in the morning on Sunday just to see if they were going to give the next episode of Pride of the X-Men. And I'm like, where the fuck is this? Where the fuck is this?
That's a budget issue, brother. That was a pilot, and they never got another episode because it cost too much.
It did,
but they put it on VHS because that's where I saw it.
Right. But no, I saw it on TV. But what was the name? Frances Loesch. She was the one working for them that she ended up becoming the Fox executive when it became Fox Kids, and she was the one that greenlit the X-Men series because she had worked on Pride of the X-Men. So it counted for something. It meant something. Like all of this stuff, right? If it wasn't for Flash Gordon and Filmation being a strong an animation house, would we have gotten He-Man or Brave Star or anything else later on down the road?
I mean, it's kind of sad that those things evaporated the way they did too. Because
what do you mean? They're all at Dynamite now, aren't they? With Dynamite printing all those comics now.
Wow. Yeah, the IP, none of it evaporated, but a lot of that stuff evaporated off of TV really quick. Right. You only got 3 years and they were gone.
If even that.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. The big ones like G.I. Joe, Transformers, some of the big ones had a few years, but
there's a Brave Star comic.
Not yet.
That I don't know about. But
unless
I wouldn't
you mentioned it might happen. Steve.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that too far behind.
Yeah. Anything they can dig up.
How about Black Star?
Yeah, that's what I say. What about
that's a nice license to get, right?
Well, go get it.
Who has it? How do I find out? Where's the database?
If only there was a place online that you could go search who owns things.
Wikipedia does not let
Wikipedia. Stop Wikipedia. Go just Google shit.
All right. I know Marvin is looking already.
It's probably isn't Black Star one of those Warner Brothers things that's under the Warner Brothers
Black Star
umbrella?
was pre-He-Man. It went once. It was.
No, I know that, but a lot of that stuff is under Warner Brothers. Like all that Hanna-Barbera stuff, that's under Warner Brothers now.
See, but no, Black Star was Filmation.
Okay, so then who owns Filmation shit?
I don't know.
Because if it doesn't exist, somebody owns it.
Right. Yeah. Filmation had Black Star, Flash Gordon, Brave Star.
Yeah, He-Man, She-Ra. I mean, just go into the comics because there's He-Man and She-Ra comics. You should be able to get some licensing, copyright stuff out of that.
Well, that was Mattel. That's what they got that from. Then you get it from that.
Filmation got absorbed by DreamWorks.
Really? Okay.
That makes sense because then didn't DreamWorks make that Netflix show?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there you go.
So I would say that.
So they probably have it.
Yeah.
So go to DreamWorks. You have your homework for next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are seeing the process at work right now. All right. Any artists over here want to help me work on a pitch for Black Star at some point?
So, I tried for almost 2 years to try to get the Contra license.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
nice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
From Acclaim.
And they ignored you, or you just couldn't get the pitch where they wanted it?
Their approval process was too wide to even try it.
Okay.
They wanted rights and refusals on every single panel.
Well, yeah, I've heard of similar things like that. That's why Gamera has basically disappeared from the market, is because the Kodakawa guys that own it are they want shit tons of money if you want to license it, and then they have all kinds of rights of refusal on everything.
The hurdles they were putting up was just wouldn't have been worth it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Gamera is one of those things that's been in the back of my head. Like, I should just go, you're not doing anything with Gamera, but then I hear the horror stories. Now I know why.
Right.
You're not doing anything.
Well, if you remember back in the day when Digital Webbing was publishing Bloodbrain, they had the same problem.
Look at that. I think that's what happened to Diddy Kong Racing. Several companies own licenses, and they aren't going to agree. Okay.
Right. That's what's going to prevent them from doing a Smash Brothers movie, because everybody has to agree, and they're going to be like, well, I don't want my character to look bad in this movie. So it'll be like Rock and Jason Statham, where they have in our contract where they can't lose fights.
Okay. So How the hell did they get Ready Player One?
That was Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone bowed to the spiels.
Yeah, but that was a book. Was that shit in the book?
Yes.
I don't know.
So if that shit was in the book, how did he get the rights to put that shit in the book?
He probably it was probably under fair use.
I don't know, dude. There was a lot of shit to be considered
I've
fair
never read
use.
the book, so I couldn't tell you.
Well, I mean, was that baked into the budget though for them to be able to use all those characters? And it was, it still was the not making them look bad. The characters, they weren't made to look bad in the movies because you don't want your IP looking bad.
Yeah, but
but that's a lot of money to spend on licensing, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And if this dude wrote this book that had all this shit in there,
Mhm.
you know, how does that work? Now, I would assume, like for example, King Kong. I mean, you can come with some public domain nonsense out of that, but a lot of that stuff is heavy in use IP. So it was really weird that I saw all that crap.
Mhm. Well, I mean, if you're speaking on it in a book, that's different than the visual for it. So maybe they could, like you said, fair use to say, "Oh, there's a Gundam."
That's
I
true.
don't see a Gundam, so
Sort of.
I can talk about it.
Right. and you know, now that we're talking, I'm gonna have to go watch the movie again, probably tonight or tomorrow. So
Right. So I mean, if that movie was kind of really imaginative, why didn't Ready Player 2 get made?
Because I don't think the first one made much money.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
what I'm
I
saying
think
is that
yeah.
was the budget of it so large because of all the IPs
Possibly.
they had to bring in that it's not viable to do anymore.
Yeah.
All right, so
Possible.
right here in the icon, right? We got Messenger, or we got Grand Z, or anything.
That's not
It does-
Mazinga.
Who is it?
I don't know, but it's not Mazinga.
It's one of the offshoots of Messenger,
It's an offshoot, yes.
right? Okay. Does that fall under Shogun Warriors out here, or no?
Shogun Warriors is an American. It's
Right.
fucked up. It's sort of like GoBots and shit. Like there's different licenses bringing different things from different places,
Right.
and then when it comes to America, it gets put under a new umbrella, you know, which is Shogun Warriors. So Shogun Warriors is not what they were called in Japan, so on and so on and so on.
Okay.
So actually, Shogun Warriors actually attempted a comeback as a comic about, I don't know, 15 years ago. Like there was a San Diego Comic-Con Shogun Warriors comic, but it wasn't it wasn't Ray Dean, it wasn't Dragoon, it wasn't any of those guys. It was just they made some new robot dudes and used the Shogun Warriors name. So it's kind of like GoBots. GoBots is an American name, but all of the actual GoBots are from Japan and they have different names. So you can't.
I thought the GoBots were original for here, and the Transformers came from Japan.
It all came from Japan.
yeah.
I mean, that's the
And
same
so
thing with
like
Macross.
the licensing, it was something to the effect of like the robots were owned by somebody, like the design, and then the concept was owned by somebody else, and then they were working together, and then that fell apart, and so each side kind of holds their own stuff. So if you were to make a GoBots thing, it couldn't look like, you know, Leader One or Psykill or whatever else.
Right. What either way, it's owned by Hasbro now. They right.
Yeah.
GoBots is
Once they got Kenner, once they got Kenner, they got all of that stuff.
and
Interesting.
then they erased it.
that. Yeah.
No. Leader One showed up in the toy line.
Did he?
Yeah,
Oh,
a few years
no.
back. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, but he was the only one. None of the others. And I always felt that GoBots were an easier transformation for younger kids.
Oh yeah, they were basic bitch toys. That's why they failed.
Well, they were.
Well, I mean,
targeting
those newer ones, the Studio Series ones, it's like 50 moves. To
Oh
transform.
yeah, those are
Like,
nuts.
those
Yeah,
guys
the
are
masterpiece toys are nuts.
Yes.
Well,
I mean,
did you
Friday
see-
the 13th
did you
still
see
is.
the-
Friday the 13th is still a mess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
Wait,
see
that's
the
an immense
$15,000 Metroplex, like life size, 1-to-1 scale? But I'm sorry, Friday the 13th is tied up in what type of legal drama?
Legal rights and stuff. It's
the
a
guy who wrote the
disaster.
original movie owns the camp, Young Jason, and Jason's mother.
Right.
And then
And Friday the
producer-
13th, the
Yeah.
name
Right. And he owns
Yeah.
everything else. So he owns Adult Jason and
and the
Machete,
mask.
The Mask.
Yeah.
Which is why they haven't been able to make a movie, but that series is based on young Jason, I believe.
Right. Yeah. The Paramount has been trying to make a thing called Crystal Lake for like almost 10 years. And it just keeps getting canned. And it got completely smashed a couple of years ago. And then they brought on a completely new showrunner and are starting to do it again as of like last August. So that's but again, even in that, it's not called Friday the 13th, it's called Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
So it's a huge mess. You will probably never see another Friday the 13th movie again.
No.
That's why it was Jason Goes to Hell. That was why it was Jason X. That's why it was Freddy versus Jason.
Really?
Like, Jason is its own brand apart from Friday the 13th now.
Oh shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, it's another one of the things where he said, she said, I want this, I want that. And instead of just compromising, they just like split it up. And now nobody gets nothing. So
Fuck 'em. But guys, we hit the hour and a half mark. Just talking about cartoons and the MCU.
See how much better it is when you don't talk about fucking Diamond?
I was ready to. We drowned it all out. Wow.
Smash that.
That's okay. Sunday night, I'm going to have Ben Dunn on. I'm going to be on with Mr. Marvin Wynn.
What?
And we also have Marcus McNeil joining us.
No one is going to watch that show. It's the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah. How come you're not joining us? I'll go to Tom's. He's setting up a 60-foot screen by the lake.
We're just beaming it right onto the ice of the lake. Like,
Okay. After the 54th fumble.
54th fumble.
Wow.
After the Eagles win the game and the flag comes out and they says, "Oh, just kidding, the Chiefs win."
Yeah.
No, but I'll be on with those gentlemen talking about.
You got to play the video before we leave. It's
okay. Let's see. I hope I don't get kicked off.
It's fine.
It's not fine.
It's fine.
No, it's not.
They'll just copyright strike you. It's not that big a deal.
Did you watch it?
What video? What is it of?
It's the Batman criminals talking about what they're like talking about what Batman did to him.
All right, I'll put the link in here for anybody who wants to watch it.
Coward.
Then, yeah.
It's nothing. It's fine. I'm telling you, it's not.
Listen,
it's not vulgar or anything.
Marvin, I can't lose the 17 people viewing me, buddy. Okay, it took me a while to build that, brother. It took me a while.
The 0.00001 of a penny that he'll earn on this video is just way too much of it.
Yeah, I'm not earning nothing. I just want to.
Are you monetized?
Am I what?
Are you monetized?
Monetized? No.
Monetized.
Oh, monetized? No, yeah. Fuck out of here. I'm not monetized.
We'll play the video, man.
All right, I'll play the video.
I think he's trying to tell you.
Better not be Bionic 6 episode.
Well, that'd be funny though. They had a good intro.
On us, we're the United Federation of Teachers.
Take that ad, man.
Ripped off both my arms and shoved them up my head. Yeah, I ran into the bat once. I woke up 6 years later with 2 kids. I don't even know. He did a swanton bomb off Wayne Tower. Damn near killed Howie. My little girl stole a piece of candy once. The bat comes in, hits her with a sweet chin music. I robbed the corner outside. He's got a tank aimed at me. I'm just trying to make ends meet. You know, I work for a cloud, for Christ's sake. One time he broke all my fingers and flew off in a jet. Now, who has that kind of money besides Bruce Wayne? I mean, come on. Who the is this guy? One time he beat me within an inch of my life. For what? I was jaywalking. He RKO'd my buddy off a 2-story building. Like, I know I'm not the best guy, but do you got to pull up in a tank because I pickpocketed someone? He threw a stop sign at my teeth before I could even say it's the bet. You know, it may not be that good to the next guy, but that's my line. He pops up, I say it's the bet. Guy's got to be loaded and spending all his money on super toys. Like, why can't he just be more like Bruce Wayne? Like, he's rich, he's got money, but he doesn't buy bullshit with it. He's a good guy.
All right.
That was fair.
All right.
That was fair.
He RKO'd my buddy off the top of Wayne Tower. Who has that
I like the sweet chin music personally.
Yeah. I like what Astral Ticket over here says. Man, we make comics. Every cent counts. Damn right it does. Damn fucking right it does. Shit. We generate multiple revenue streams. Speaking of Diamond, guys, that's it for tonight. Before we get out of here, Calderon, let everybody know where you're from, brother, where they can find you.
Spiral
Facebook.
Zone.
Yeah, Facebook, Twitter, all those different places. But the Oswald Chronicles currently running on Kickstarter, so go check it out. There's about 3 days left on that. And Sunday night again with Mr. Marvin Wing, Marcus McNeil, and Ben Dunn. We'll be talking about Diamond.
Oh,
all right.
Get out of here. Yo, how come you didn't invite me and Tom? What's wrong, bro?
Well, you guys are gonna be watching the Super Bowl, I heard, and you're gonna be projecting it. So go project yourselves.
Laser beam.
And what's your cartoon? What's your cartoon call sign? Yeah, Tom saying Spiral Zone. What's your go-to? Ricky Stick Nicky? What was it you called it?
Ricky Sticky. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, it's a classic.
It's a book.
Yeah, and it was a book.
Read a book. Ignorant.
I read books.
Obviously, not any good ones. And listen, and the ABC books made for the 2-year-olds, those don't count.
It's not a golden book. It's a real book.
Right. Thank you. Phonetics. Hooked on phonics works for me. Tom, where can they find you, dude?
I'm on the internet. You'll find me. BigDogInc.com. Go get some comics. We launch a 3-day Valentine's weekend Kickstarter next week for Penny for Your Soul and Cupid. So keep your eyes open for that. We'll launch it a week from, when is Valentine's Day? Friday, right?
Yes.
Friday.
Yeah, so next week, next Friday, we'll launch it next week. And it'll go for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Very good.
There you go.
Marvin, where can they find you, buddy?
As always, theedgecomic.com and comicsbird.com.
All right.
And like I said, that I'll be on with JayDee on Sunday, and I'll be rooting against the Chiefs while we're on the show.
Nice. And what was
I'm sorry, not the Chiefs, the Chefs.
The Chefs. What was your cartoon of choice?
I want to see Visionaries again. I haven't seen that in a while, so I'm going to go find that, Tom. I'm going to find it on
the power is in the
any physical media I can find it on. I'm gonna have to buy a VCR if it's only on VHS.
I know, right?
There's somebody in YouTube that's got a whole 2.5-hour stream of all the episodes.
Oh yeah, you can find all that stuff.
Yeah.
There's like did you guys know there's a Planet of the Apes cartoon?
Yes.
Fucking crazy, that thing. That's on YouTube too.
Fred Flintstone did the voice on one of them.
Dabba do.
Yeah, the Spider-Woman cartoon. There's a bunch of shit, dude. A bunch of shit out there. All right. And you can catch me at unstoppablecomics.com. February 28th, Friday, February 28th, we're going to be giving Storm Chaser Volume 2 another shot. So join us when we launch that book. And
when is that launching? When is that?
February 20th, Friday, February 20th. All right.
What take you so long, dude? By the time you release that book, I'll be on my 8th campaign.
Yeah, next week I'm already on my 3rd.
Seriously.
3rd of the year. And then we're launching again in March.
The March.
Just turn on screws. You just know how to get it.
Stick it in and twist it.
You know how to get it. Yes, and the beginning of June, we're going to be launching we're going to take another shot at launching the Shield of the Interceptor action figure line. Hope you join us. We will be at the Industry City Comic Con on April 25th, 26th. And we will be at Joe Fest in Augusta, Georgia, June 20th, 21st, and 22nd, and New York Comic Con. I believe it's Columbus Day weekend. So
June 22nd is the 50th anniversary of Jaws.
Oh, really?
We'll be launching It's Only an Island If You Look at It from the Water on June 22nd.
Look at that. That's Sunday.
The Shark book.
Yeah, nice. Very cool. Very cool. All right. We'll see you guys next Friday. Thank you all. Oh, wait a second. Friday's Valentine's Day. Shit. Friday's when Captain America comes out. I don't know. We'll try to be here. Try to be here. Let's see.
I'll be here.
Let's see.
What's the problem? The movie comes out on Thursday. Go see it on Thursday. Come in on Friday. You can talk about it. And at the same time, we'll launch my Kickstarter.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that. Oh, okay. Anthony, we see you there. Listen, I reached out to you. I sent you some instant messages. You need to get back to me, brother. Hit me up. Follow me back. All right. Sid, take care. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you all for joining us. And if you're catching us on the restream, please say what's up. All right, Michael. Have a good night, brother.